Okay, this is going to be another video on Argo blockchain, which has really kind of been a huge disappointment for me because I've been in this thing for probably about a year now as an investor in their stock, and I'm only up like 3 or 4, 5%, something like that. I'm really kind of disappointed. But I am going to sell. I haven't done it yet. I'm waiting for Bitcoin to make another big move up. I think my position is mostly long at this point, so my taxes would be decreased from the short position, but I really wanted this to do a lot better, and it did not. So what I'm going to do is kind of describe to you why it's not performing as well as I thought it would, and kind of at least there's some, sugar coating at the end of this that maybe won't be so bad, but it's still, I don't know. I'm fairly disappointed in Argo blockchain, and I really wish that they had performed better, but here we are. So the first thing I'm going to point out is Argo only has 2.7 exahash of hash rate, which I don't think has changed at all in like the past year. In fact, they sold a mining facility. I think they kept all the machines, but they sold a mining facility and generated something like, $4 or $5 million from that sale or something. So not to be selling, your mining facility because you can't manage it or you don't have the money to do so because you're not mining enough of Bitcoin is not a good thing. So that's the first disappointment. They don't have a whole lot of power capacity, 115 megawatts. Their share price is, down for the day, but still just not performing like I thought it was going to. So this right here, this little tweet that they've got is basically a short summary of their recent 6K. So I read through all this and I went through this entire thing just so that you don't have to. And here are some takeaways of what basically that they've done and not done. So their revenue increased by about only 5 million. Okay, so their revenue increased by about 5 million, which is a good thing, but it's only in due to the price of Bitcoin actually going up, which is not necessarily a good thing because they're not mining any more Bitcoin. But there was a 40% decrease in the number of Bitcoin that they mined, primarily in due part to the Bitcoin halving, but then also because the hash rate keeps going up and because they're not adding any more hash rate themselves, they are having a hard time keeping up. Their margins fell by 3%, and they're operating at a loss right now of like 32, almost 33 million. And so what they've been doing is, along with the facility share sell that they sold, they also issued 38 million shares at 10 million, and then another 50 in, I believe that was earlier back in January, and in July, they issued another 57.8 million shares. So they're literally just selling shares to keep the company operating. Now, I will say the only sugarcoating, a couple of things, the only sugarcoating that I can give this is that they paid off their Galaxy loan debt as of August. So they no longer they spent like 30 something million dollars paying off this loan that they had with Galaxy, which is great. They paid debt. They don't, as far as I don't know that they have any other debt, but that along with they now have some institutional investor. They sort of briefly go over this in one of these line items here, but somebody is investing in this company and I sort of don't know why. So as I said, I will be selling my position when the time comes, but right now I'm going to hold on to it. I'm just waiting for the Bitcoin price to improve. Their number of Bitcoin that they mined in July was 48. They increased by 4 since June, and 44 in June. About 1.5 Bitcoin per day, which is not a whole lot. and they still ended up only with 4 million in cash and still only 11 Bitcoin on their balance sheet. They'd had 11 Bitcoin for like 6 months. They can't seem to hodl any more Bitcoin. So those are sort of the quick rundown of this, of Argo. Like I said, I'm just going to hold for now, but I do plan on selling in the next, by the end of the year or early next year or something along those lines. So this has just kind of been a quick rundown of what I think is going on. And I'm, like I said, not too impressed by it. But I do have other stocks that I will show you that I think are much more impressive. So look out for those. Please like, subscribe, and share all the things.